Hi everyone, welcome back to Another Thing You Know. In this video, we continue the theme from our last video and this time discover how caffeine works and whether it really helps you stay awake and be more productive. Let's jump into it. Over 100,000 tons of caffeine is consumed every year across the world. For perspective, that is equivalent to the weight of about 1,600 elephants. Whenever we hear the word caffeine, by default we associate that with coffee and tea. But do you know that these are only two of the multiple sources where caffeine can be found? It is also present in sodas, chocolate bars, soft drinks, and can be consumed as caffeine pills. But coffee by far is the biggest way through which we consume caffeine. A single shot of espresso has 63 milligrams of caffeine in it. Instant coffee has a much lower 30 to 40 milligrams of caffeine. Even decaf coffee is not entirely caffeine-free, with an average cup containing 3 milligrams. Tea, for example, has only 11 milligrams of caffeine per 100 gram, much less than coffee. While coffee is consumed widely across the world, it's the Finns that come out on top. They grind their way through an impressive 12 kg per person per year. Norway and Sweden also make it to the top most caffeine-hungry countries. The US comes 26th and the UK at 24. However, coffee consumption is a very different story than its export, with Brazil, Vietnam and Colombia taking the podium for being the top exporters. Caffeine is the world's most widely used drug. So how does it keep us awake? Caffeine acts as a stimulant in the human body and keeps us awake by blocking one of the key sleep-inducing molecules called adenosine. Our body requires energy to do various tasks, and it gets this energy by breaking a molecule called ATP, a process during which adenosine is formed. Adenosine accumulates in the human brain while we are awake and binds to receptors in the neurons, which are tailored for these molecules. As more and more adenosine binds to these receptors, it causes neurons to respond slowly and hence making us sluggish. The more adenosine is present in our brain during the day, the more we feel tired and sleepy. Once asleep, the amount of adenosine declines and thus we feel awake. Now caffeine is very similar to structure of adenosine molecules. So when we consume caffeine, it starts replacing adenosine in the brain receptors and thus blocks this sleep-inducing molecule, making us feel awake. Not just that, caffeine also has an impact on the dopamine levels in the body by preventing its reabsorption in the brain, thereby lifting our moods and making us feel happy. So now, if caffeine helps you keep awake and also makes us feel good, should we all just start consuming more of this drug? Maybe, but definitely within limits. Large doses of caffeine can increase your heart rate and affect your blood pressure. It may also lead to diarrhea and even insomnia. At toxic levels, especially when taken in a short time, caffeine can start to cause a number of severe effects such as abdominal pain and seizures. For healthy adults, it is generally agreed upon that 300 to 400 mg of caffeine can be consumed daily without any adverse effects. This is equivalent to roughly 5.2 shots of espresso or 11.7 cans of Coke. Caffeine typically creates the awakening effect for 6 hours, which is different for each individual. This is why after a few hours, you might have the urge to get another dose. This is also the reason that you may have had withdrawal symptoms and feel tired if you suddenly stop caffeine. In this case, the adenosine has no competition with caffeine working over time in the brain, causing you to be sleepy and tired. So the next time you drink your favorite cup of coffee, remember, it's the adenosine working in the brain and helping you stay awake. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, a sub and a like would be much appreciated. Thanks for watching.